Have you read J.R.R. Tolkien's book, The Lord of the Rings? There is nothing quite as intriguing as the quest depicted in the book published in 1954. If you haven't read the book, odds are you've seen the movie, and if you have seen the movies, you may have fallen in love with the sheer beauty of the world Tolkien created. Frankly, I haven't met anyone who isn't in love with Lord of the Rings. The immersive world of Middle-earth, the exciting characters that populate it, and the legend spun by the extremely creative Tolkien have made for some of the best movies out there. From The Hobbits to The Lord of the Rings, down to the exciting legend of the Ring of Power and the adventure that it spurred. Lord of the Rings has so many lovers, including the good people at Amazon who announced in 2017 that the streaming platform, Prime Video, a subsidiary of Amazon, has partnered with J.R.R. Tolkien's estate to create a multi-season Lord of the Rings series. Having such a beloved franchise return to the big screen is the dream of everyone who loves the fantastical world of Middle-earth and everyone in it. Yet, while we all want Lord of the Rings to return, we fear the new adaptation may be disappointing. The proposed series follows the fabled Second Age of Middle-earth's history. The events are set thousands of years before everything you see in Tolkien's The Hobbits and The Lord of the Rings. Here, viewers will get to witness how the great powers were forged, the rise and fall of kingdoms, unlikely heroes, and the greatest villain of all, Sauron, as he threatens to steep the whole world in darkness. What did it cost Amazon to create these series? The rights to the story published in 1954 cost Amazon $250 million, while the first season, which is set to be 8 episodes long, will cost $465 million. Subsequent seasons are expected to cost a little less, as a considerable percentage of the $465 spent on the first season was spent building the infrastructure of what will sustain the whole series, according to Jennifer Salke, Amazon studio head. This suggests that subsequent seasons will cost less than the first season. Jeff Bezos also mentioned a unique choice of showrunners to helm the series, and in this case, he chose relatively unknown individuals to helm the show, a decision which paid off handsomely. He was quoted referring to it as one of the best decisions we made. Amazon is not the sole holder of rights to the great Lord of the Rings franchise. Warner Brothers and Middle-earth Enterprises hold some rights to the franchise as well. The ownership of the general franchise is as chaotic as the excitement that comes through the series itself. Jeff Bezos is a huge fan. People love great works, whether it is a book, an art piece, or a movie adaptation. Millions of people all over the world will always fall in love with something that speaks to them. So far, the book itself and every movie adaptation it has inspired has continued to generate great interest among people.
My kids have become Tolkien fans as well.
Jeff Bezos happens to be among the most ardent admirer of the works of J.R.R. Tolkien. He admitted his love for the works of the master writer who he has admired since he was a young boy. His love for the works of the great writer is so great that the Amazon chairman wanted to be directly involved in the negotiations with Warner Brothers for the rights to the story. Television and the estate of J.R.R. Tolkien for the rights to the story. This is a highly unusual development, and you don't have to look too hard to see why the billionaire is directly involved in proceedings. He wasn't just interested in acquiring the rights to the world and characters created by J.R.R. Tolkien, he was also very interested in being a part of the process. At the premiere of the series, he made this joke while thanking showrunners Patrick McMay and John D. Payne. Every showrunner's dream, and I mean every showrunner, their dream is to get notes on scripts and early cuts from the founder and executive chairman, citing his attempts at making active contributions to the making of the series, which the showrunners managed to ignore when necessary. Besides being a lifelong J.R.R. Tolkien fan, Bezos generally enjoys high fantasy and science fiction. You'll remember his 12 Elements of a Great Show, which he had mentioned to Roy Price while Roy was still working as head of Amazon Studios. A heroic protagonist who experiences growth and change, cliffhangers, wish fulfillment, and others, most of which are present in The Lord of the Rings. The epic advice. Jeff Bezos is not the only one who loves the works of J.R.R. Tolkien in his home. His son is an ardent lover of the franchise and, like most of us, he didn't want any subpar production soiling the reputation of the great Lord of the Rings. Jeff Bezos revealed a conversation between himself and his son after Amazon took up the project. According to Bezos, "After Amazon got involved in this project, my son came up to me one day. He looked me in the eyes very sincerely and he said, 'Dad, please don't F this up.'"
He looked me in the eyes very sincerely and he said, "Dad, please don't F this up."
This comment is exactly what we'd all have said if we were in the boys' shoes, because everyone wants a production that does justice to the legacy of the book, the author, and all the movies and games adapted from the author's creator. It is a world with characters that have become a part of the lives of several real people who look forward to this production with glee and apprehension. Glee because of the possibility of another beloved masterpiece, apprehension because of a certain uncertainty surrounding the unknown. The series premiered on September 2, 2022, and while it is too early to comment on the success or lack thereof, the early signs are promising.